Now we're recording.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Let
You're
me kick
listening to
this
Rock
off.
Bottoms. Oh,
You're listening to Rock Bottoms.
a podcast of substance. Thank you so much for playing that song because it really gets me in the mood.
It
I'm
does.
Amanda. I'm an addict and an
Dave.
alcoholic.
I'm an addict and an alcoholic.
And I'm a goddamn American.
I am a proud American. I am addicted to the flag. I'm addicted to the anthem.
addicted to my patriotism,
I'm addicted to the troops.
to white wigs and wooden teeth and fucking women.
Yep.
And-
Fucking women.
And that's it. That's all I care about, and that's what I'm addicted to.
And here we go. Let's start this talk.
Let's start this chat. So the thing I haven't told you about this, but I had a near drug experience.
Tell me more.
Here's what happened. So there's this event that I produce, a comedy event. It happens every year. This is our third year. It's called the Debt Gala. Shout out.
Wow, congratulations.
We're at the Debt Gala Instagram. Not Lady Gaga. Wishful thinking. Queen Latifah followed us.
Wow.
It's basically a red carpet and variety show and an after party that happens the night before the Met Gala. And our theme is usually a parody of whatever the Met Gala theme is. And people make their own stuff. And it's sort of like a Met Gala for the people. And then there's a show with a lot of comedy and drag and burlesque. It's a fun night.
Was
And
your
needless to
parody
say-
theme this year white fashion?
No, see, this year we didn't do a parody on the theme of the Met Gala because it was a little too... we could not go there, as
Yeah.
we have, a really diverse and incredible team of people working on it, but the three of us who founded it are white and did not feel that it was appropriate to touch that theme. Maybe next year.
Yeah, who knows?
But needless to say, there's a lot of drinking that happens at this event, and probably a lot of drugs. I'm usually so busy, like, running around the venue while it's all happening that I don't even see the show or what's going on. And backstage, most people are... It's not the 80s. People who are backstage are, like, actually prepping for their stage time and stuff like that. But I was in the bathroom as people were partying at the dance party. The show was over. We'd worked hard on it. It was a success. And I found myself having this like classic addict conversation in my head where I was kind of bargaining with myself and going like, well, I'm not going to drink. I didn't drink. I haven't had a drink in almost 7 years. I'm not going to do that tonight, but maybe I do a little bit of cocaine or like see if people have amphetamines because it's a celebratory night.
They're saying now is the time to do cocaine. They're saying They're saying cocaine has never been safer or healthier.
It's never been safer or better for you or a more fun time.
So if you're thinking about doing cocaine, I would say just go find some on the street. Mm-hmm. You don't need to bother testing it. It's all A1 at this point. It's all really good.
I mean, I was really considering it to the point where I was seeing my mind two ways. One of like observing my mind as a sober person going like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And then the other part of my mind being able to justify it and doing the bargaining thing of like, it's just one night. I haven't done it in so long. There are plenty of people here who probably have it. And then I was imagining myself going out on the dance floor and sort of looking around and trying to figure out who might have it or who I could ask who has it. I ended up not, which is a huge relief. I did have I did have a cigarette that a lovely British gentleman rolled for me because I had forgotten to bring any. Usually I'll like to have cigarettes with me at something like that so I can feel like I'm being naughty or like it's an excuse to go outside and get some quote unquote air.
Yeah, you can go outside and you can mingle. It happens that cigarettes attract other sober people. Exactly.
Yes. I did not find that I met any sober people at this event.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was a moment when I was having that moment in the bathroom. Probably would have been a good time for me to maybe reach out to a friend, a sober person, and say like, hey, I'm thinking about doing drugs. I probably shouldn't. But part of my disease is not reaching out and asking for help.
I mean, I support
Becoming
you.
very. If I messaged you, you would have been like, go for it.
Well, no, if you I would be upset if you messaged me because I'm an early bird. I don't want to see that at night.
It'd be a little triggering, and it would
Yeah.
wake you up.
It would wake me up. That wouldn't be kind to do.
No, that would have been rude. But it was a very humbling reminder that it's always there, the addict voice, even when you're not using or drinking. It's a part of you that doesn't disappear completely.
Yeah, and you want to do it knowing full well that like a fucking line would not make that night more fun.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what is my end game here? Just like a line is going to lead to other stuff, is going to lead to other stuff, is going to lead to other stuff. I know tomorrow would be a really bad day if that stuff happened, but in that moment I was like, it's all worth it. It's going to be fun.
The only line we support on this podcast is the thin blue line.
Blue line? Okay.
The thin blue line.
Wait, what? I know the thin red line. What's the thin blue line?
The police, baby.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thin blue line. We support it.
Yeah, get your ACAB opinions out of here.
Yeah, we don't subscribe to that nonsense here because this podcast is sponsored by the NYPD.
The boys in blue.
The boys
The other
in
night,
blue.
my friend was talking about the show Fashion Police.
Okay.
He was like, so I was watching
Joan
Fashion
Rivers?
Police. Yeah, old Fashion Police. And then another person in the group went, hey, ACAB.
Yeah. ACAB includes you, Joan Rivers.
It includes the Fashion Police.
Yeah. You know,
I never watched Fashion Police.
her stunning ass is burning in hell right now.
Oh, she must be having a glorious time.
She would have
Or
so
everybody
much
else
fun.
in hell is having
She would
fun
have
because
so
she's
much
there.
fun in hell. Like that would be her heaven, is being in hell.
Yeah, I hope that if there is a hell that Joan Rivers is the president.
Yeah, I also think that, I mean, listen, this is not a podcast about TV. It's not a TV
No,
podcast.
we really want to reiterate that we don't watch TV and we don't enjoy TV.
But I've been seeing commercials for the Blue Bloods spin-off Chicago Blue, starring Donnie Wahlberg. And listen, as the first podcast to ever be sponsored by the NYPD, I think it is our duty to get invested in what I like to call the Blue-niverse, which is
Oh, yeah.
the shows that take place in this cop universe.
Right.
So
we don't we don't include the Dick Wolf shows because that's a different
those
network
are not part
and
of
different
the
producer.
not part of the Blue-niverse.
Okay. Okay, this will be a new venture for me. I follow some of the Dick Wolfs, but not the Blue-niverse, and that makes
I've
me a
never
really
seen Blue
terrible
Bloods.
cop ally.
Yeah, it's see that's where the term cop out came from.
A cop out?
That's a cop out.
That was a cop out.
That
You
is
know
a cop-out.
they canceled one of the cop Dick Wolf ventures, FBI
Which-
Most Wanted.
Oh,
There's going
That's
to be
sad.
a new one called
FBI, CIA.
CIA.
Yeah, I'm
Which-
excited for that.
What does that mean? We can't wait.
I watched a lot of FBI, and I had a good time watching it. I don't remember much
Did you watch
of it.
FBI Most Wanted? I played a
No.
sex trafficker on it.
Oh wow, wow.
You know, if the shoe fits.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll check that episode out. I'll go back in the archives.
I get
And you were
thrown
on
through a
Joan
glass
Rivers'
table.
You were on Fashion Police too.
I was briefly on Fashion Police, but
You played
Joan,
a cadaver.
I was too blue even for Joan. Oh,
Yeah.
well, no, I eventually was a cadaver that they were dressing. It was basically like a cadaver that was so hideously dressed in the coffin that they were like, this lady needs a makeover before she goes 6 feet under.
Yeah,
I don't know how they talk on Fashion
That's
Police.
a good Donnie Wahlberg impression.
Thank you
That's
so
good.
much. Thank you.
You sound just like him.
I appreciate that. Okay, Blue-niverse, I can get into that.
I'm glad you didn't do cocaine because
Me too.
I've thought about it too.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
It's hard not to think about it, and like It's not that I want to do it. It's that I I want to exist in a body that allows me to do it.
Yeah. I
And
understand exactly what you mean.
I talked to a friend recently who they aren't an addict and they don't have addictive tendencies, but we were talking about they are allergic to dairy and their throat closes up. But they really want cheese.
It's
And
basically the same thing. Their body isn't made to process it.
they can't do it. And I asked them, I'm like, would you ever like, because I told them, I'm like, if I have a drink, I don't think one drink is going to make me be like pouring secret vodka all day, but it would make me want, it would make me want other things. Like it'd make me want Xanax, it'd make me want Coke. And I asked them if you're drunk, do you ever just say fuck it and eat cheese? And she was like, yeah, when I was in college, like I'd have a pizza and like I carried around an EpiPen and it's like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's just basically like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna eat pizza and stab myself in the neck with an EpiPen.
Yes.
But it's like I completely get that feeling of like being mad at the body you were given because it doesn't let you do something that other people can do.
1,000%. And it
that's-
feels also sometimes it can feel like I'm annoyed that I'm just existing on this level of consciousness and everybody else is sort of able to go to a different state of consciousness, not a higher one, but just something that's a little less present and aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they get to like, as a sober person, you have to be really annoying to get progressively more annoying throughout a night. But like, because you're on a baseline, but like,
You
don't
could just
have
get
something
progressively more annoyed that you're sober.
yeah, but like drunk people, they get to get progressively more annoying through the night, and I kind of miss that. I miss like,
Oh,
you're just on this,
absolutely.
you're on this baseline
Because you're not annoyed by it. I miss
No.
doing that because I'm not the one getting annoyed. I'm being
Yeah.
annoying. But I was around someone recently at a get together who was like, you know, getting progressively more drunk throughout the evening as one does, and it was getting on my nerves. I was irritated that they by the way they were behaving, and I was like, this sucks that I'm this person that I really like and like spending time with is pissing me off
yeah.
because they keep drinking and saying stupid shit and
Saying stupid shit,
or
repeating shit.
incomprehensible shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
like,
repeating
I'll-
stuff or
I'll
being
see
like,
people-
wait, I have to say something. I have to say something. I have to say something, and then saying something that isn't even a sentence,
Yeah.
and everyone going like, oh, like why are we placating this person?
I one of my favorite things that I don't get to do as much anymore is when you're drunk, you tell people I love you a lot.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I love you so much. You're so great.
I love you so much, man.
Yeah, I love
I'm
you.
so happy you're here.
And I miss that. You can't be sober and just be like, I love you.
I tell people I love them all the time. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe
I
it's
know.
more. It's maybe easier for a woman, arguably. Maybe heterosexual men just going around saying I love you is something that feels taboo.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna start doing. I say I love you to a lot of people, but
You
you're
say
not
it to your
just-
male friends.
You don't like put your hand on someone's shoulder when you're sober and just are like, I love you, man. When I think
Well, you
should.
don't have to do it in a creepy way,
Yes,
but
you
maybe okay, fine. Then let's bring back doing it in a creepy way.
do. Doing everything creepy style.
Hand on the shoulder.
Hand on the shoulder.
I
Hand
love
on
you,
the
man.
hip.
A hand on somebody else's hip.
Yeah, tell
That's
them.
getting a little erotic.
Yeah, tell them you're really developing into quite a lady. Saying that to you, saying that to a 35-year-old woman, being like, you're really turning into quite a woman.
I would not enjoy that.
No, you wouldn't.
Putting your hand into your friend's pocket.
That's
Saying,
always
hey.
funny.
That's always funny.
Always funny, always safe to do.
Ew, also, what does that even fucking mean when like an old man is like, you've turned into such a beautiful young lady or like
It means you got tits now.
it's so disgusting. It's
That's
like,
what it means.
yeah, it means like you got tits or you got your period and
Yeah.
now you're fucking or getting fucked.
Yeah.
And ew. Also,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like I saw Jacqueline Novak say this when she was working on new material recently about a man in her hometown coming up to her, like seeing her at a store and coming up to her and going, because she did, she did her special "Get on Your Knees," which is so
Yeah.
brilliant. That's all. It's about blowjobs. And so this parent of someone she grew up with saw her and came up to her and was like, "Jacqueline, whatever happened to that sweet little girl or something?" And she
That's
was like,
very
"What?
funny.
I don't know. She got fucked. I'm not sure what I'm supposed
Yeah.
to say to that." It's just
Yeah,
like, it's so icky.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that sweet, innocent little girl? She grew up. Get over it,
And now
loser.
she's president.
And now she's
Now
the president
she's
of the United States, and she lives in space.
Yep. Sucking dick.
Hey, some of us like that.
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly what her show is all about.
More power to you.
You got to tell me about the Pornhub Awards.
Okay, I will. This was a really interesting thing. I was invited for some reason to the 7th annual Pornhub Awards at Saddle Ranch. And if you aren't familiar, Saddle Ranch is a Western themed bar on the
Sunset Boulevard, right?
Yeah, it's on the Sunset Strip, which is kind of like an antiquated idea of Los Angeles. It's like very
Epcot of like
stuck
Epcot
in
version of
stuck
Los
in
Angeles.
the 90s, and it's honestly kind of charming in that way. Like
Sunset is cute.
I don't want to hang out there, but like there's like grimy Hollywood history there.
One time I sat at the Coffee Bean on Sunset and just watched. People watched.
Yeah, it's a great
car
place to people watch.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone there is like, so I live in Hollywood. Like,
And they're all going to make it.
they're all about that entourage lifestyle. And
They're all going to make it big.
going to the Pornhub Awards, I felt like I was part of that entourage lifestyle too.
You're Adrian Grenier.
I am Turtle in this situation.
Oh yeah, you're Turtle.
I
Or
rolled
no,
up.
you're kind of Johnny Drama.
Yeah, I rolled up in my Uber listening to Jane's Addiction. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled up to the Pornhub Awards. They were running a little late, so I had to wait outside, which was fine. I got to connect with some people. I met some cool journalists from Vice magazine,
Oh,
which
okay.
I didn't know was still there. But
I didn't know any magazines still existed. I thought they shut them all down.
yeah, so and then I met a really nice adult performer who was wearing cow prosthetics and on a leash.
Love that.
Shout out to Puck. You were very kind and sweet.
I love that for her.
Yeah, and then comes the actual awards, which, like, I had told some people I was going, and a lot of men's first response were like, oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Ew.
Or like, is your girlfriend okay with you going? And like,
You're not going to fuck people.
well, that's what I was saying. I'm like, if I was going to the ESPN Awards, you wouldn't assume that LeBron James, if I met him, would be like, we
Come
should
back to
play
my room."
basketball. we should like play together. It's like
Right. People were assuming that you're gonna get
that
laid
these
at
these
the
people
porn
are
awards,
just
'cause
like
they're so horny.
they're just so horny. They're such sex freaks that like if you're in their vicinity, oh,
The only way they know how to
you.
interact with
Yeah.
human beings is
Yeah,
by
that
fucking
it-
them.
Yeah, that you're just gonna fuck them. It's like they get paid to fuck. They're not really.
Yeah.
I got sexually harassed at the Pornhub Awards, not by
Oh.
a porn star, not by a producer, but by an employee of the venue. Who,
Oh no.
While I'm checking in,
Oh,
and
better check yourself, Saddle Ranch.
she could have been an employee of the company throwing the event because she was putting on my bracelet, my VIP media pass,
Okay.
and she puts it on, and she
Wait,
great.
what company was there? A company that put on that like sponsored the event besides Pornhub,
I
like
don't
Live
know.
Nation or like?
No,
Okay.
But she's putting on my bracelet and she runs a finger down my hand
Oh my.
and she goes, big hands. And I
Okay.
don't know what to say. And I'm just
Do you
like,
think she's just feeling herself because it's the Pornhub Awards
I
and she's
think
like,
she
I'm gonna
thought
hit
like
on
Pornhub
everybody?
Awards, I can do whatever I want
Free
here.
reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she goes, big hands. And I go, yeah, I'm a big
Big
guy.
feet. Big
Like, I
man.
didn't know what to say. And she's your classic Betty Boop archetype, like
Okay.
black dress, little black micro bangs,
Little bangs. Big booty.
tattoos, cat eye glasses. And she pushes down her cat eye glasses and just goes like
She winks.
she winks. So she says big hands.
It sounds like she was
I
putting
bet
on a
those
character.
I bet those are useful. And then
She
winks.
said, I bet those are useful?
Yeah. And listen,
Okay.
bitch, they are useful.
Yeah, for building a
Railroads.
man cave
Yeah,
shack.
I built the railroads. Well, not me, but some Irish ancestors and a bunch of Chinese
I
people did.
think you're like, these hands do a lot of typing on a computer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? That was the only time I got sexually harassed at the awards.
It
Everyone,
feels like maybe she was putting on a like, because she wouldn't do that, I don't think, on a regular old night at the Saddle Ranch. Or maybe she would. Maybe
or
she's
if she's working,
really
if she's
horned up.
maybe like if she's putting on wristbands at the Screen Actors Guild Award, I don't think she's doing that shit to Brian Cox.
I was imagining her doing it to Jeremy Scott actually.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong. Jeremy Strong. I mean, was the
Jeremy
first person I
Strong.
thought
I
of.
mean, I don't think she's doing that to any of them. But also, listen, I don't think Jeremy Strong has hands like mine.
I feel like yeah, he might have some dainty hands.
Yeah.
His
So-
hands just hold scripts and take tiny
Yeah.
notes in his scripts.
Yeah, so I mean that's how the night started.
Okay.
I go into the awards. I hit the orange carpet. You know, I strike my pose. Mm-hmm. I've never seen so much flesh on a red carpet before. It was really cool because
Ooh.
like every photo op, they're like they get one facing, and then the photographers were like turned around, and they would lift up their skirt or whatever, or if they're not wearing one, you
Oh.
would just see some ass, and it's like fuck yeah, like
Interesting.
these people have great bodies, and that's why they're at the awards. They're the best of the best, and
They're flaunting it when you got
they're
it flaunted.
flaunting it. They were having a lot of fun. Everyone there was so kind and happy to be there. And also, like, I've been to other award shows where, like, serious actors are, and, like, directors and stuff are just kind of, like, so full of it. And everyone's like, your work is so powerful. You were so powerful in that.
Yeah,
And it's like, you're
everyone's
such
just sucking each other's
dicks.
assholes.
Yeah, and when like these people literally suck each other's assholes and they just are
Yeah.
like having fun. They're just like so happy to be celebrated because like they're
That's really sweet.
they are so famous, and it's like but you could never like you don't tell like if you ran into a porn star like and you took a picture with them, you're not showing that to your coworkers. But like if you ran into like, oh, I'm taking a photo with Adam Brody and I'm sending it in the Slack. It's
Right.
like
Maybe be that guy. Show that picture with the girth master at the water cooler.
well, I am trying to work with the Girth Master for a client of mine, so fingers crossed.
Penis is crossed.
Penis is crossed. My testicular torsion is in full effect here.
Ow, that sounds painful.
It is painful. I've
As
had
does
it
the
before.
girth master. Sounds
Yeah,
painful.
I know. He was really so kind and so sweet. It was an
I'd
honor.
love to hear that.
An honor to shake.
The
shake-
hand that has
yeah,
been in
to
so
shake his
many
hand.
places.
Yeah.
Where you're just thinking of like, God, the places these fingers have been.
I mean, I know where they've been, and I'm proud of him.
Wow.
Yeah. So other interesting things about the awards.
How
I
what was the drug and alcohol situation like?
Open bar. open bar. They had signature cocktails. I didn't partake, but they had really cool straws that came with them that had little disco balls and cowboy hats. So I got a Diet
Cute.
Coke and a straw.
Cute.
They had gift bags sponsored by the weed company Stizzy. So
Oh,
there was a lot.
stizzy.
There was a lot of ganj being puffed.
Yes, I can imagine. Los Angeles.
A lot of ganj being puffed. There was a bathroom attendant, so it wasn't that
Fancy.
easy. I think the bathroom attendant was there so people weren't fucking in the bathroom. Because I think that's a great gonzo bit of content, like fucking in the bathroom at the Pornhub Awards.
At the Pornhub
Like,
Awards?
yeah, like
It's a little on the nose.
that's clickbaity, but that's good. But they had a bathroom attendant, so like it seemed hard if you wanted to do coke. But I'm sure there were people.
You just had to be okay with people hearing you snort coke.
Yeah, I'm sure there were people doing coke there. I'm sure there were people on mushrooms there. I'm sure.
Oh, without a doubt. There's people on mushrooms everywhere all the time now.
Yeah.
Every mushroom everywhere all at once.
They
True.
had crudité. They were passing around crudité.
Okay, fancy
Yeah,
event.
which I heard that celery is good for your semen, so maybe that's part of it.
I've heard pineapple. I feel like that's
Pineapple's
the
for
one
the
that
taste. Celery's
Okay.
for the load. If you want a bigger load.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Holding for siren.
Holding for sirens. Holding for sirens.
They're coming to get a guy who ate too much celery and his load was so huge.
Yeah.
It blew this woman across the room
I know,
and through
she
the
shot
wall
across
of
the
her
room.
apartment.
Yeah. Wah!
She ended up in her neighbor's living room. She
Yeah.
was like, sorry, my man has been eating a lot of celery.
Burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid man. Yeah.
Okay,
Overall,
At the Porn Awards, was there substantial food being served, or just
were
the
little
crudité?
burgers and fries being passed around, crudité, quesadillas. I didn't eat any food there.
Were you anticipating being anally probed?
I wanted to be prepared for it. I wasn't
Yeah.
anticipating it, but
Okay, you wanted to just make sure that if
you
that
know,
happened,
if it happened,
you were cleaned out.
I was clean. No, I didn't touch the food. It looked fine. I just didn't feel like eating in this situation. I didn't want to meet a porn star who I admire and who I watch
Burger in your teeth.
with a burger in my mouth. Listen,
Yeah.
it was a classy affair for me.
Yeah.
I
Classy
met-
Affair, Saddle Ranch. Their nickname is Classy Affair.
Yeah. I met my favorite MILF performer. Shout out
Congratulations.
Serenity Cox and Serenity Cox and her, I think it's her boyfriend who just goes by the husband.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Serenity Cox and the husband.
And the husband, and it was nice meeting them. She's so gorgeous in real life. Ooh, woo, I love you, Serenity. Yeah.
Shout out Serenity. Thank you for
shout out
doing what
Serenity.
you do.
A nightmare of mine happened though.
Oh no.
I was wearing the same shirt as someone else at the Pornhub Awards.
God, Dave.
I bought a Western
That's
shirt.
an egregious error.
It's so cool. It's got skulls on it. It's got roses. It's got all sorts of embroidery. The buttons on it have little skulls on them. Mm-hmm. I'm walking around.
Where is it from?
It's from Scully. It's a Western brand. Scully.
This is why I really only do vintage
I got it at
most
Wasteland.
of the time.
I got it at Wasteland.
Okay, but Wasteland has stuff that could still be
Contemporary,
on the
yeah.
rack right now.
Yeah, and so I'm wearing it, and I see across the room this little fucker, Jordi El Nino.
Oh,
And if you're not familiar with Jordi El Nino, he is a porn star who often plays children.
Oh God.
Like he's not supposed
Okay,
to be
it's
like
better than actual children.
not supposed to be like he's not like, "Oh, I'm 13," but he looks very young, he's very small.
And that's
he's
the appeal.
Wearing the same shirt as me, and so I go up and I approach him and I'm like,
Oh wow, you did it.
I'm like, "What up, shirt brother?" And he's like, he has a very funny high pitched voice. He's like, yeah, we got the same shirt. And
Oh
I'm
man.
like, and so I flicked up. I took a picture with Jordy. I'll post it on the gram.
I flicked up.
Yeah,
I'm glad you diffused the tension by taking a picture with him. The one time this has happened to me, I was a guest at a wedding. The one time out of so many weddings, the one time I decided to not wear something vintage but got something new because I was like, it was sort of working for the theme of the wedding. And there was somebody there wearing the same dress. And
it's
I was
embarrassing.
Yeah, and I don't tend to have I guess I have I don't know. I was like, what is wrong with my ego that I'm so humiliated about this? And I wouldn't like go near her. People were like, you should go up and say something to her. I was like, she is my sworn enemy and I will never speak to her ever.
Who looked better?
I mean, my friends were saying that I did and that the dress fit me better. We were also wearing it differently. She did something with the sleeves that I did differently, but I don't know because also it turned out I had COVID. And so I was already in a really bad mood and not feeling well.
Oh, that's the twist.
That's the twist.
That's the twist.
That's the twist.
And
I had COVID and I was wearing the same dress.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home and change. It was the worst feeling in the world. It was worse than genocide, which is a feeling.
Agree. It's a feeling. It's actually a vibe.
It's
more of a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
So, well, you talked to the guy wearing your same shirt, and I think that that's the appropriate response.
And
you
I
gotta
told him
just
he
kinda
looked
laugh
good.
about it.
He was like, "You look really good too, man." I told him, I'm like, I love those videos where you play a child and fuck a big MILF. Oh, this was interesting. I met a MILF couple performers. They go by the name Vibe with Mommy.
Two MILFs.
No, it is a MILF and her boyfriend, who is her stepson in the videos.
Okay.
And I asked her, because I'm like, I feel like we're close to the same age. How old are you? And what makes a MILF? She's 36.
That's MILF age. I feel like that's porn stars like must retire around like at 30.
Yeah, she actually has a kid, so
yeah,
that's MILFy too. But she told me,
I guess I'm MILF age.
She told me MILF is less about age and stature. Height is a big thing. Like, they're like a petite woman, it's hard for them to be seen as a MILF. Because MILF, in terms of porn, is a dominance play.
So it's usually bigger than the person they're having sex with.
Yes. The MILF is often the initiator and the dominant force in it.
Okay, yeah.
So a petite woman who is in porn fantasy situations, more likely to be submissive and taken, is not seen as a MILF. But someone who she was 5'8", I think. She's like 5'6" and over, like is more into MILF territory, because with heels you're going to be
quite
tall and on their level. And I thought that was really fascinating from like the psychological perspective of porn and fantasy, and was kind of illuminating to me.
Thank you for coming to Porn 201 intro
201.
class.
Yeah.
Where we start getting into some more of the specifics about the stature of porn stars.
Yeah. The rank. I mean, we'll be focusing on twinks, otters, and bears next week.
Sign me up for that class.
I know. I think I'm a bear. I didn't think
so.
I was before, but I think
you
am.
are. What did you think you were before? An
I
otter?
thought maybe an otter. I also thought maybe
I feel like you're really built, and that's like
maybe
very
a muscle cub, but I think I'm
Oh
too.
no, I think that sounds like you.
I think I'm too old to be a muscle cub.
Really?
Yeah. Muscle cub meaning.
How? I feel like you're still cub.
A muscle cub refers to a younger or younger looking bear who is also described as muscular and athletic.
That sounds like you.
I don't think I'm younger looking.
Okay, so you're officially full-fledged bear territory now.
I'm a bear. Maybe we can get our listeners to weigh in on this.
Yeah.
Email is daveabear@rockbottoms.edu, and provide
And
us
sign up
with
for our class.
sign up for our class and let us know what subspecies he falls into.
It's a really great question.
I think you're a twink.
I was about to say I guess I'm twink.
Yeah. You have twink mannerisms and
Twink energy.
and energy. You have big
It's
twink
probably because I
energy.
spend a lot of time around twinks.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Pride is, speaking of twinks, Pride is nearly upon us. I guess not that soon, but it feels soon. I'm excited for it.
I know I'm working on my protest signs now. I got the paper and markers.
You're gonna
out.
stand at the corner and just hold a sign that says God hates you.
Yeah, it's just gonna say I don't even know what this is.
Too many parades.
What is going on?
I am a member of the too many parades committee.
There are too many parades.
There's way too many parades.
They need to consolidate them.
Pride should never go away. The Halloween parade is a little tired and corny in New York, but
Is it
there's
gay?
now the Halloween parade. No,
I mean, most parades are kind of gay.
Halloween parade is, I guess, skews gay, but it's not gay. Pride parade, very gay. There's like the cop parade. There's Irish Day parade. There's Puerto Rican Day parade. There's probably like a Mother's Day parade and a Father's Day parade, and all the streets are closed and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
The cop parade, stay far away from that, except for us because we're sponsored by the NYPD, so we love
And
it.
you know what we say to that? This is what we say.
What?
Oh. We love the police. Cease. Ooh. 76 trombones.
Parade.
Fuck yeah. Ow.
Oh shit, are you okay?
Oh, I bonked my funny bone.
This just in. David McNamee, funny bone injury.
I bonked it.
He literally bonked it. It looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season, folks.
This is mine. This
Just
is
going to
my,
be me.
This is my gooning arm too.
Okay, you're dangerously close to a certain gesture that
Oh yeah.
is really popular these days,
I
but
know.
that we should avoid. I'm talking about the Sig Heil, which are the leaders of our nation are using freely.
It's a
Like,
fruity.
as though they're
It's a
twerking.
fruity ass salute too.
Hey,
What?
that is an insult to the gays.
But you don't. It is. It's hey.
It's definitely is. It is a hey.
It is.
It is a hey. Hi, hey.
It is.
It's
a
unfortunate that it's
fruity
been co-opted by Nazis.
It's a fruity way of hailing a cab. That's what it's the
I
Sig.
don't know if we're using the word fruity anymore. Are we? Do we have? Does anybody have confirmation
it's the
on
Sig,
this?
That's why it's the Sig.
The Sig
hail.
hey.
Sig hail because you're hailing
for
a
hailing
cab.
a cab.
Yeah.
I make sure when I'm hailing a cab though that like I put a couple of fingers out, so it's not like a flat palm.
Oh, okay. So you're like chunking up 3, doing the deuce.
It's like the rule at Disneyland that like the people who work there can never point with one finger. When they point to things for guests, they use 2 fingers.
Why is that a thing?
Because there's something about like pointing with one finger that's like considered a little rude.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, this is probably a rule that was established in the 1950s
Yeah, by fellow Nazi Walt
by a
Disney.
Nazi who was like, you can do the Sig Heil or you can do the point with 2 fingers.
Yeah, that's
You can't do
fine.
the one finger.
One finger is a little icky.
Speaking of fingers and putting fingers inside butts and stuff, I have been for about a year watching ER for the first time.
Yeah.
Coincidence that the pit has popped up. And I've been wanting to tell you about this storyline that I've just gotten to the beginning of season 7.
Yeah.
And in the end of season 6, basically, Dr. Carter, who is played by Noah Wyle, is stabbed by an insane patient, played by David Krumholtz, of course.
Oh.
Who else?
Amazing. How's he
Incredible.
looking this? Is he thin Krumholtz? Is he big Krumholtz?
No, he's very young. I mean, he must
Okay.
have been like 20, in his early 20s or something.
Well, regardless, we love him.
Love him. Wonderful actor. And what a career. He plays a crazy person, stabs Dr. Carter and this other doctor, Lucy. She dies. Carter lives, but he has been stabbed in the back twice, so he has to go to like physical therapy. He has to be out of the hospital for a while, and then he's taking prescription painkillers, but they're not managing the pain. And he starts, and bear in mind, this season would have taken place in the late 90s, early 2000s. He starts in the hospital secretly injecting fentanyl into his wrist to manage the pain. I know. Hardcore. This was before fentanyl was a street drug. It was pretty much only available to doctors, I guess.
Yeah.
And they have an intervention scene that's so moving, and because it's so upsetting, and because Noah Wyle plays it so beautifully, where they're like, take off your lab coat. They want to like see him roll up his sleeves. And then there's nothing there. And he's like, oh, are you looking for track marks? You think I'm a fucking junkie? And they're like, he probably doesn't say fucking because it's NBC. But he's, doing the classic addict, like lying, evading, making shit up. And then one of the doctors, the head bitch in charge, Weaver, I think is her name.
Let me guess.
The redhead.
They ask to see his toes?
No, she says, take off your watch. He's wearing the watch with like the clock face inside his wrist.
Yeah.
And then he won't do it. And they're like, Carter, they're like, come on, man, we're just trying to help you. Like, you're not functioning. You can't be around patients like this.
Yeah.
And they send him to a rehab facility. And Eric LaSalle's character eventually is the one who talks him into it. They have this beautiful, like, love-hate relationship throughout the seasons, mentor-mentee. He goes to a 30-day rehab that's in between seasons, so time passes. And it's supposed to be a place that's just for doctors. And he starts smoking.
Okay.
So toward the end of that season, he starts smoking. In the beginning of season 7, he's smoking. And Abby, the doctor who sort of was initially ratted him out, but really saved his life and said, like, I think he's using, played by Maura Tierney. She was new on the show at the time.
Yeah.
In the beginning of season 7, you see him go to an AA meeting, and he sits down, and it's very realistically, like, the words that are being spoken at the meeting are exactly how it happens. And he looks across the room and sees Maura Tierney's character, Abby. And they just sort of look at each other, and it's like, like an acknowledgement of like, well, here we are. We're both at this AA meeting. Then they see each other in the diner after work later. And essentially the way it's written is just so, it's like without melodrama, and it was clearly written with a lot of care, and probably either there were people on the writing staff who were in AA or they were consulting with people so that everything that they said about it sounded real and not trite or corny. And he asks, she says, aren't you going to ask me what I was doing at the meeting earlier? And he's like, I figured if you want to tell me, you'll tell me. And she's like, it's not that complicated. I'm a drunk. And he's like, oh. And he says, how long have you been sober? And she's like, 5 years. And then it goes back to being a procedural drama, because he's like, do you want to be my sponsor or something? She's like, men and women aren't supposed to sponsor each other. And he's like, you don't have to worry about that. And
Is that
like,
true?
oh, thanks a lot.
True? I'm not a AA person, so I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, men and women. I mean, I'm talking about heterosexuals.
Yeah,
are not supposed to sponsor each other because of it becoming if
like a
they become involved.
Thing?
Yeah, if it became sexual or romantic, or there became a codependency thing, it's detrimental to both of their sobriety. I'm sure it happens and it works, but it's in AA. It's like a pretty hard and fast rule.
Yeah,
it's old-fashioned, obviously, because there's no language in the book about like
everyone's fucking
gay
everybody
people or
now.
non-binary people.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but she becomes his sponsor, and I think they're probably gonna fuck.
Fuck,
because
yeah.
This is primetime television, baby. We need some
cue
action.
The fucking.
Ooh. No, this is not this is space music, not fucking music. Fucking in space. I'm so curious about what that's like.
This says it's ER's theme song.
Oh, it's sort of like a weird bad version of it.
Okay,
this is not the ER theme song at all.
Fuck to this.
This is not the ER theme song.
According to BaseTube, it is.
If you want to hear the ER theme song, go to my Instagram or my TikTok. There's a video of me dancing to it. Because it's a bop.
Okay, is this the ER theme song?
Hit me. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one. That's the one.
I thought so.
That's the
Is
one.
this the ER theme song? Is this it?
Well, I just told you it was the one you played before. The fuck is that?
It's Jaws.
Was that the West Wing? Oh.
No. Okay, real quick, I would like to tell you
Yeah.
why I want to relapse this week.
Tell me. Tell me.
Why I want to relapse is it's out of jealousy, to be honest. I
am a jealous person. I can relate.
want to relapse because I found out that Shia LaBeouf, who is sober now, God bless him for that.
God bless.
A lot of people.
What
have
a fucking talent! Like, he was on an episode of ER I was watching recently when he was a kid. That is an OG talent like no other.
Yeah.
He is so good, and he's a natural.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions on him. That's not what I'm here
I
to
certainly
talk.
do. Yeah,
That's not what I'm here to talk about
We're
right
here
now.
to talk about that he's sober, which is
That
great.
he's sober, and I am so jealous of his unproblematic sobriety circle, which is Mel Gibson, Sean Penn, and Josh Brolin. If there have ever been three more level-headed guys in their life, I'd like you to tell me who they are, because this is a brain trust like no other, and my sobriety journey would be so easy with them.
Exactly. I hear you name those guys. I feel safety. I feel a nurturing energy, a warmth. I feel like that's a group I want to hang out with, where I would feel really comfortable and safe as a female.
Well, I think that's why they're around so many younger women, is because they're such good mentors.
Yeah.
And you know, like, if
so,
you're
name him again.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, yeah. Josh
Sean
Brolin
Penn,
and Sean Penn.
and Josh Brolin, and you know, like, if you're a grad
Pillars
student,
of the community.
if you're a grad student at Pepperdine and you're a beautiful blonde, you might want to get in touch with some of these guys, because they can guide you and help you figure out.
And they'd be
your
happy
life.
to drive and pick you up in Malibu.
Yep,
in their
after 6 tequila
Lambo.
sodas. After going to Gladstone's, R.I.P. it burnt down during the fire. I feel like there's an ancient evil trapped there, because it's where Mel Gibson.
It has now been released.
Mel
into
Gibson
the
had
ether.
his drinks.
Mel Gibson, is he sober? I've never heard anybody discuss this. I'm finding this hard to believe.
I hope he's not, just based on how he looks and acts.
Yeah.
If that's how a sober guy looks and acts, then I'm in for a world of hurt.
I think that's just being purely evil person.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought his name sounds kind of like a disease. If you say the first and last name together, Mel Gibson's, like, like
I have non-Mel Gibson's lymphoma.
My dad has late-stage Mel Gibson's disease. And you just become kind of like red and anti-Semitic. I have late-stage Mel Gibson's.
A lot of boomers are coming down with Mel Gibson's, and it's dead serious.
Mel Gibson's disease,
not to be flippant, but it's dead serious.
And I do want to get like serious here, because like a lot of this country does suffer from Mel Gibson's disease, and we want to bring awareness to this, because
there's a link tree on our Instagram where we're raising funds to find the cure for Mel Gibson's. It really can't be cured. It's really only something that can be, where the symptoms can be treated and kept at bay.
Yep.
As they say, kept at Gladstone's
Kept
bay.
at Gladstone's. I mean, listen. So that's why I want to relapse, is because if I relapsed,
you want that entourage.
I could have the chance to get this entourage, knowing that they're out there and that this trio of wise men are counseling someone like Shia, who, you know, he needs the counseling. He's angry, he's abrasive, he's troubled, and I want that. I would
be jealous too. You know who I want in mine?
Yeah,
or were you about to say that?
Name yours.
I mean, right off the bat, Adrian Brody.
Yes.
Has to be one of them.
100%.
For some reason, my heart is saying Mitch McConnell.
Mitch
I
McConnell. I
just
mean,
feel like Mitch
he's
McConnell
he's
has
on
so
the
much
way
wisdom to
out.
offer. Yeah, but because the closer you get to death, the more you understand about life.
Yeah,
And and
and
I feel
I
like
don't
he
think
has some
anyone's
wisdom.
been closer to death than him.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm thinking, and the last person would maybe be Kid Rock. Probably
Yeah,
Kid Rock.
that's a really good
Because
crew,
he's a
and
kid
they
and he
could.
rocks.
He's a kid. He rocks. He's also just like he's a man of the people. You know, someone's a man of
Yeah,
the
I could
people
have
when
called
they
him when I
wear
was about to do
American flag
cocaine and
suits.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like he's down to
I wish I
earth.
had his number when I was about to do cocaine and I could have been like, kid,
Yeah,
talk me down.
yeah, he would have just been like cowboy, cowboy.
Who's your entourage?
My entourage, if I were to relapse and I needed to build out just this like
Yeah, like your Hollywood support system.
my three wise men, it would be the unproblematic king himself, John Voight.
That's a really good one. He
I'm
knows
also
about what it's like to be puffy.
he
So like,
does.
when you start drinking again and you get all puffy, he's the one to
Yeah,
call.
he looks really
Who are you
good.
gonna call?
He
He's a
has
Ghostbuster.
Mel Gibson's disease. I'm
He has
100% sure
really
of it.
advanced stage Mel Gibson's.
Yeah, he
Advanced.
yeah. I'm gonna lump in his friend, his confidant, his collaborator on both politics and Showtime show, Ray Donovan. I'm bringing in James Woods.
Oh, I don't really know James Woods.
James Woods is, you know, he is
I can imagine him because of the company he supposedly keeps, as you say.
he's a fantastic actor. A lot of scene stealing performances. He's a certified crazy person.
Okay.
And I think he just would bring this sort of esoteric perspective that John Voight is more. John Voight is a man's man. He's Joe Buck.
Yeah.
He's the evil guy from Holes. He's Angelina
Yes.
Jolie's disgusting daddy.
Yes, he is. He's also in that I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Isn't he the daddy in that too?
In National Treasure.
National Treasure, yeah.
He is.
He's not evil in that, I guess, but
No.
he's a daddy.
Yeah, I mean, and you could think like, oh, Dave, who would you toss in for your third? Is it someone
I
like
was
these
about
guys?
to ask. Yeah.
Is it Nick Cage? Is it Dennis
Right.
Rodman?
Is it Nicolas Cage? Is it Dennis Rodman? Is it Tom Cruise?
Is it Tom Cruise? I think I am going against.
Is it Tiger Woods?
I'm going against the rules of AA, and I'm bringing in Giada De Laurentiis.
Whoa.
Food Network
what a
star.
curveball.
Giada De Laurentiis, and
Wow.
I would test the boundaries of the sponsor-sponsee relationship,
You could write a whole book about
by
this.
art.
A cookbook.
our fucking sexual tension. And
Yeah.
John Voight would be telling me, he's like, Dave, you can't get into the coos. And I'd be like, John, you don't understand Giada. She's helped me so much. She's taught me how to make gnocchi from scratch.
Yeah.
And
She taught you about how to make homemade ricotta.
ricotta. And you know what? We would turn each other down, and that would show how strong my sobriety is.
I could see it.
Much like
I
how
could see
Shia
that.
LaBeouf has to not have sex with Sean Penn. That would be me and
That's gotta be
Giada.
hard.
It's got to be hard because you look at Sean Penn and you're like, I need to fuck this guy.
I mean, that's all I can think about all day.
All
Sean
day.
Penn.
All day.
Current present day Sean Penn in my bed with me.
Yup. I mean, that's a sleep
Talking
paralysis
talking
demon.
about his politics and his views about gender and his views about Hollywood.
And
It's
his
just,
novel.
Oh, yeah,
his
baby.
novel he's working on. So listen, I'm throwing in Giada because
I could see you two in the kitchen together and her like standing behind you and with her arms around you, sort of guiding you to make how to make the homemade pasta.
if she
And
was
she's like,
standing
"This isn't sexual. I'm just."
well,
teaching
I'll
you how
say
to make
if
the
she was
pasta.
standing behind me, you would not be able to see her. You would not be able to see her. I am so much bigger than her. I just think it would really be the ultimate test. Like
Yeah, you could report back to AA and be like, "Hey, Your theory is bunk.
It's
It's
bunk,
debunked.
and like how much of a temptation that would be for me to have a glass of red wine with Giada on her terrace
I
as the
know.
sun cascades across the vineyard.
Ugh,
But I would have to say
that's
no.
gorgeous.
I'd
You
have to
have
say
to
no. I'd
because
have to
she's
be
in your
strong.
sponsorship entourage.
She's in my entourage.
I'm planning on cooking for someone this weekend, and
Wow.
there's a recipe I have in mind, but it does require a dry white wine. And my plan is already to use the white wine in the recipe and then to send this person home with it and say, just can you? Because I'm in a place I don't think I would drink it, but I just don't want it in my
Open
apartment.
wine.
I don't
Yeah,
want it here.
I get that.
Are you watching porn?
No, I'm not. I was clicking to a work thing,
I hear clicking.
which is
I hear
not,
clicking, and I assume pornography.
it's not pornography, I swear. Hands
You're
up.
just
Hands up.
gooning,
Don't shoot. Hands up. Should
gooning.
I have to do the podcast like this from now on?
I mean, yeah, maybe.
So you can tell I'm not J-O-ing.
You might be using your toes.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could do that if I was on some baboon shit.
Yeah.
If I had a tail,
Not ambidextrous.
if
There's
I
got
had
to
a
be some word for
tail
it.
that could J-O for me.
I just
in
JO'd with my
with
tail.
my tail.
Are people JOing with their toes? I feel like that happens.
I mean, foot jobs. I don't think they're doing it to
I'm
themselves.
talking about their own. Are they JOing themselves?
You'd have to be pretty flexible. I'm sure some sort of. I mean, listen, we've talked about him before. Russell Brand is jacking off with his feet.
Oh, that man is like a rubber band.
Yeah.
He's like a praying mantis made of rubber.
Hold on, real quick. I would love to read as our closing.
Oh yes, please. I know what it's gonna be, and I'm excited. It's his tweet, or what are we calling tweets now? His ex post
his
about
tweet
about his sobriety.
Yeah, where is it? I must find it. Did he delete it?
You sent it to me.
Oh no, I found it. Okay.
Okay.
And this is my reading. And let me
Yeah. Does it need some music under it or
let
anything?
me add a little epic music. Epic music.
Okay, epic. We can do that in post too.
Yeah, we can do it in post. I mean, let's see. This is called. Okay, one sec. I think this is the easiest thing to do.
I just want to say, hey, what's up, listeners?
This is
Thanks for bearing with us.
okay. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
This is a tweet from Russell Brand, who goes by the name Rusty Rockets on X, formerly
He's
Twitter.
still using that?
Yeah.
That is like a vestige of the early 2000s.
I used to take a lot of cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, methamphetamines, ecstasy, and marijuana, as well as pharmaceutical drugs. But now, I'm lit up by the Holy Spirit.
Why does that sound like somebody who's never been near a drug in their entire lives?
Or near Jesus.
Or near God? I used to use methamphetamine and crack. He said I used to take crack
Yeah,
and methamphetamine.
I'm gonna take a few
He's
pieces
gonna
of
take some crack rocks.
But now I'm lit up by the Holy Spirit.
The man has a worm in his brain.
He really does.
It's that Kennedy brain worm. Wasn't it? One of the Kennedys, Robert, had a worm in his
my
brain?
favorite quote
Bobby.
tweet of this Russell Brand tweet was, I used to take a lot of crack, cocaine, heroin, LSD, methamphetamines, ecstasy, and marijuana, as well as pharmaceutical drugs. But now I'm lit up by the Holy Spirit. And someone just replied with a photo of Amy Sedaris on Strangers with Candy. And that really is something Jerry Blank would have said.
That's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, we've talked about this before, and this is like a nice thing to close on, is just like a lot of bad people get sober.
Yeah, and stay bad.
And they like to mask it by getting religious. And I think like Religion's good for some people. I think it is a big dog whistle for bad men when you see them starting to post about Christianity and stuff.
It
And it
absolutely
signals
is.
that
Red flag
they've
city.
lost their original audience and they're trying to tap into the
The
Christian
biggest
audience.
audience that
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, new pope, baby. We got a new pope.
Yeah, Chicago, baby.
Chicago Pope, da Pope,
Da Pope.
da Pope. I
On
mean,
that note,
on that note, you've listened to
Russell
Rock
Brand, we
Bottoms.
still want you on the show.
Yeah, you do. Let's see. On that note, I will leave you.
Thank you so much for listening, Bottoms. We love
you.
you.
Thank
And if you
you.
have any questions, DM us at Rock Bottoms Pod.
Yeah, and how do we want to add a song to go out on?
I mean, I like our little Yankee Doodle, but I guess we've used that.
We've used
Surprise
them.
me, surprise me. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah.
From Sea to
I
Shining
recognize this.
Sea.
Sea to Shining Sea.
This is motherfucking
God, I love this
public
country.
domain. You can't sue us, bitch.
Rock, flag, and eagle.
I mean, listen,
I'm putting
I
my
love
hand over
being
my heart.
sober.
I do too. I feel like I should kneel,
Yeah.
but then I won't be on camera.
Hey,
It's more important for me to be on camera than to be a patriot, but that's just where my priorities lie.
fruitless plans.
Fruited.
America, America.
God, shed his grace on thee.
T. That's T.
That's T, and
That-
that's written by Russell Brand himself.
Yeah. Peace, y'all.